In this video, we're going to take a look at the Spectral Recovery module. Now, this allows you to take band-limited recordings and restore the frequencies that have been lost above 4K, which is usually where these types of audio are losing frequencies. So, for example, services like Zoom and Skype, these online communication platforms, they limit the audio in the upper frequencies when you've got the audio passing back and forth between the platform or application. And as you can see in this audio example over here, this is a audio capture that I did with a Skype call that I had with a student going through some guitar techniques. And as you can see on the spectrogram, it is definitely cutting out those frequencies above 4K. So what the Spectral Recovery tool is going to allow me to do is it's going to recreate those higher frequencies to improve the clarity and detail in the voice. So I'm just going to play this through so you get the general idea of what type of audio we're talking about. Just make sure that when you're strumming there that you're holding quite firm on the pick when you hit. So as you can hear, that's your typical online audio that you get through these services. And let's see what we can do with the Spectral Recovery tool. So I'm going to open that up over here. First off, you can learn the audio profile so that the Spectral Recovery tool knows what to analyze and how it's going to resynthesize those frequencies. So it's going to determine the cutoff of the lacking amount of frequencies, and then it's going to strengthen and replace the spectral content. I'm going to click Learn to learn the audio. What it does is it now adjusts these parameters. Let's just go through these slightly so you know what they are. First off, starting at the top, you've got spectral patching. Now this fills in holes in the spectrogram by sampling what's around the missing audio. It's pretty subtle audibly, but you can see in the spectrogram after it's applied how it fills in those gaps. I'll get to that in a sec when we render out the audio, but for now I'm going to leave that ticked. Then the amount, this is how much is added above the cutoff and how much spectral patching is added below the cutoff. So increasing this amount is going to increase the frequencies that are enhanced and synthesized above that cutoff frequency, plus any gaps that may be seen within the frequencies that haven't been band limited. The holes will be filled up there by increasing that amount. Here you can set the cutoff frequency. It has determined this for me, but I can adjust this accordingly. But I'll leave it set where it was. Over here you can balance between the vowel and sibilants. Sometimes with these types of audio recordings, the sibilants can be a bit harsh and you might want to push this more towards the vowel sound to reduce that exaggeration of the sibilants. But you might find that you need to increase the sibilants depending on how that audio quality sounds. I'm going to push this more to the vowel sounds, and you can also smooth this out with a smooth dial over here. So let's do a bit of compares so we can compare the different types of parameter adjustments we do with the audio. So I'm going to leave everything set over here and click compare. Now I'm going to push the vowels even more and the amount and pull that cutoff slightly in a bit more and then do another compare. Now I can listen to the results. Here is the original audio. Just make sure that when you're strumming there that you're holding quite firm on the pick when you hit. Then here with spectral settings 2, as I jump that up, you see how in the spectrogram the higher frequencies have been enhanced and resynthesized. Just make sure that when you're strumming there that you're holding quite firm on the pick when you hit. So it's quite subtle, but there's definitely been an improvement with those high frequencies. And then this last one. Just make sure that when you're strumming there that you're holding quite firm on the pick when you hit. I don't notice too much of a difference, so I'm going to stick with the settings that are in settings 1 that I compared. Then I'm going to render this out. Now after this render, let's take a look at the spectrogram. I'm first just going to jump back to the initial state, and you can clearly see that the band has been limited over here. And also take a look at the frequency content below that. Then I'm going to jump to the Spectral Recovery, and it's jumped up the frequencies or resynthesized and enhanced them and filled out any gaps. So that's the Spectral Recovery tool. It allows you to take these band limited audio and improve the clarity and quality of it. So definitely very handy to use, especially if you're using the services like Skype and Zoom and you're recording the audio and you want to use it later for other means. Then you can pull it into the Spectral Recovery tool, enhance the audio quality, and then reuse it. Catch you in the next video.